Last week on Less Than Epic, we released our community's top picks for problematic content likely cut in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Link in the description if you haven't seen that yet. It's pretty hilarious and people had some pretty funny answers, so do go check that out. In that video, we asked you, the Epic Army, what are you most looking forward to in the remake? And tons of you glorious bastards answered the call. This is Radical Eber for Less Than Epic, and today we're taking a look at what people say they are most excited for in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. First off, welcome to the new set. This channel has been growing rapidly and we've been getting tons of feedback from everybody on our videos. Thank you everybody for participating, as it really does give us the fuel to keep upping the content quality on this channel. So keep liking, commenting, and sharing all the videos. Much appreciated. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at the most common things people say they are looking forward to in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Kicking this off, we have the motorcycle escape scene. As Cloud and company finish up assaulting Shinra HQ, they move on to a scene called The Chase. Cloud has to defend the rest of his gang from Shinra's soldiers who are in hot pursuit. As Josh Patrick says, I believe with modern gaming technology, they'll make that part look night and day from the original. I think they'll implement huge jump ramps, explosions. You'll probably get to do QuickTime events, like the bike skids sideways under falling debris and you have to press a button to avoid getting hurt. The chase is one of the most iconic action sequences in the original FF7 and was even used as inspiration in the movie Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. In Advent Children, there is a scene where Cloud is pursued by Sephiroth remnants, Yazoo and Laz, as he tries to catch up with the third remnant, Kadaj. If you're already a fan of Final Fantasy VII, I'm sure you've seen this movie. If you haven't, I highly recommend it, as it will give you a good idea of what the chase scene might look like in the remake. Thanks for the comment, Josh, and let's move on to the Sister Ray. As Bryce Tantia says, looking forward to seeing Midgar in all its glory firing up Sister Ray, one of the most exciting times ever. Easily one of the most exciting cutscenes in the original FF7 was when Shinra fires up their massive cannon Sister Ray at Diamond Weapon, after Cloud and friends defeat it in battle. It's easy to overlook this scene as it's not a super intrinsic plot point in the game. However, for the time, it was an impressive cinematic, and it will be amazing to see it recreated in HD. However, time to kill your dreams a bit. Sister Ray and Diamond Weapon happen pretty close to the end of the original Final Fantasy VII, so it's really unlikely that these are going to show up in Chapter 1 of the remake. Moving on to what is without a doubt the most anticipated topic for the remake, for two extremely obvious reasons: Tifa's tits.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Want my gigantic Tifa Opie in glorious HD? G. Truesdale says that. Opie is Japanese slang for breasts, and no, I did not know that. I had to look it up. I need Tifa's boobs, says Lost. Which, let's be honest, aren't we all a little bit lost without some Tifa Opie action? I know Tifa's chest is gonna be nerfed. Well, I think you're a huge fucking downer, bearded scrub. But really, thanks for the comment. Everyone wants Final Fantasy VII only because they want to see Tifa's titties. Fact. Tifa's boobs are a must. Well, I must agree. Well, that was fun. That wasn't even all of the comments either. I just pulled up a couple of these and printed them out. There was seriously tons of comments of people wanting to see Tifa's titties, so obviously the most important topic to people is those two melons. Moving on. Selzik says, I can't wait till we get the sweet memes of Dio. One of the most memorable locations in Final Fantasy VII has to be the Gold Saucer. This place has tons of side content, which you can easily skip over if you run through the story. But one man you can never avoid is Dio. Dio is the owner of the Gold Saucer and is one sexy dude. His dialogue is pretty funny as he constantly calls Cloud boy while wearing almost nothing. But let's be honest, we all know why Selzik is excited to see Dio in glorious HD. Love you, Selzik. Alright, I'm personally really excited for this next one. I actually completely forgot about it until user FF7 Remake said, I want to see in the remake when Dyne kill himself. Broken English aside, the scene was absolutely amazing. After Cloud and party are banished to Coral Prison by this guy, they meet up with Barrett's old buddy Dyne. Dyne is the biological father of Barrett's adopted daughter, Marlene Wallace. The story of how that relationship ended up is tragic as hell, but suffice to say, the entire plot makes Dime's death scene very heavy, and it really develops Barrett's character. As I said, I'm really looking forward to that scene personally. But Tosai85 says, the death from above is what I'm looking forward to. Okay, it's literally been over 20 years now, so this is definitely not a spoiler. Aerith dies. In a move which solidified Sephiroth as one of the greatest video game villains of all time, he ran Aerith through with his sword, Masamune. For those who played the game back in the 90s, this was a radical surprise. Not only was one of the main characters in the game dying, but one of the main playable characters in the game was dying. Brian McKenna says, I am most looking forward to the music. The soundtrack of the original Final Fantasy VII is the work of composer Nobu Uematsu. Self-taught composer Uematsu has had an extremely accomplished career, including many of the Final Fantasy titles. Most exciting of all, Uematsu is returning for none other than the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Honestly, I had to add this one to my personal list as well, as I'm just a huge fan of Uematsu. I'm really stoked to see how he recomposes those original themes for the remake. Christopher Hudson says he's looking forward to Chocobo inbreeding. You sick bastard. Incest is wincest. And finally, Reen Knight says, I'm personally looking forward to just replaying it again with fresh eyes. I'm terrified, excited, and worried all at the same time for the changes that are to come. But at least it will make the game I've replayed more than I can remember fresh again. And you know what, Reen? I really enjoyed your comment, as I really think it gets to the heart of what fans of the original Final Fantasy VII are hoping for. I think we all understand at this point that the remake is going to be a remake, not a remaster, as most of us were probably hoping for who played the original game. And that means, while the story is likely to remain close to the same as it was in the original, it's probably going to be told in a very different way. Scenes will be expanded, changed, maybe even added and removed to create an experience which hopefully lives up to the original. I am hopeful, but who knows really? This is Square Enix after all, not the Squaresoft that made the original Final Fantasy VII, so I'll definitely be following their press releases really closely as development of this game continues. And actually, that brings me to a large question that I've been thinking about. How the hell is Square Enix gonna handle Aerith in the remake? She dies after all, and that would be a huge shock to players who put a lot of time into leveling her. But on the other hand, the remake is releasing in parts, so it's totally plausible that she could be playable for the entirety of the first game, and you don't even need to worry about the fact that she's going to die in subsequent chapters. So, with that, my question this week is, what do you guys think? Is Square Enix going to make Aerith a playable character in the remake or not? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Yes or no, are they going to make her a playable character? And we will break that one down in a future video. And with that, I'll be continuing to cover the Final Fantasy VII Remake right here on Less Than Epic. So if you like the video, then like the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon so you get notified when our videos go live. This has been Radical Edward in the new and improved set, signing out.